A show that tackles the big issues affecting the BVI and the rest of the Caribbean. Searches for answers to today's big questions and gives viewers a unique perspective on developing stories. Follow the big story with me, Kathy Richards, only on GTV. This show is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Cyril B. Ramney Tertola Pier Park, NV Salon Spa Nail and Barbershop, HOV Medical, and Digicel. Sign up for Digicel Plus Home Light Bundles, faster internet, movies, and sports. This is The Big Story. I'm Kathy Richards. I want to thank you so much for joining us for what I want to dub a very special edition of The Big Story. As you can see here with me is a man who we respect so much here in this territory, one whose name is known around the world. And as I was thinking, Quitos, about coming to do this little sit-down interview with you, you know, some things that came to my mind is that whenever anyone comes to the Virgin Islands, they come for the beaches and all of that, and there is always this debate as to which is the best beach in the BVI. But suffice to say, the name Cane Garden Bay always comes up. Yeah. And if we're to give anyone any directions and to tell them anything about Cane Garden Bay, you cannot tell them without calling the names Quitos. Quitos is a person, it's a place, and it's a thing. So you are known in every way.
Yeah, it's been quite a few years.
So how are you in this moment? How are you doing right now?
I'm good. Yes. I'm feeling pretty good. I am happy for my accomplishments, what I've been able to do. I wanted to bring something to the BVI on this side of the island that would be special. And so when I started in 1981, I started the first restaurant, and it was on this site in the old sugar mill building. And it has been good in the beginning, and because it was people, those are the days when people were proud that somebody from the BVI will go abroad, work for a while, live for a while, and came back and wanted to contribute to the territory. And so when I came back, I was met with a lot of open arms and welcoming me back, and it was a really good feeling, you know. And so it has been good. I mean, the support that I've had from locals was just enormous, you know. And so there's no way in the world that I could have retire and just come down and walk away.
All right. So. But when we look back, we roll back the hands of time and our memories go back to what was that signature thing about Quito? And I pulled up some Google before I got here just to, you know, refresh my memory about where the humble beginnings, and like you would have alluded to where the first restaurant was. But signature to that restaurant, that staple was the man with the guitar.
Yeah. Yes.
The man with the guitar. Give us a little background to you in integrating your talent into that product, a restaurant in product.
Yes. Well, you know, when I left here, I worked for government. I knew nothing about the restaurant business, or never tried it. So I moved to the USBI for a while, and I decided to try something different. And I worked in hotels and restaurants. But to be honest with you, Kathy, it was on my mind. This is what I wanted to do. And for the one simple reason, I wanted to play my guitar and sing my songs. It took a while to get that courage up, because, you know, people are very judgmental, and you want to make sure you got something that they want to listen to and enjoy, you know. So it took me a while. So I worked in those areas. I worked in Jackson Hole, Wyoming for a while, and that's where the light bulb went on.
Oh.
Yeah, we were thrown. Well, there was some other friends of mine that we all worked at the Kennedy Resort in St. John's. We went up for one summer, 78, and so the company used to bring bands from Montana up to entertain the staff, you know, like maybe twice a month. And so there was really good music. And then, so it was like one Saturday, we all were off, all of us were off for this, the same day off on the Saturday.
Everybody,
was off, all the guys from the islands, and we decided we're going downtown and we're gonna go have dinner and check out some clubs and hear some music. And so while some of the guys were getting dressed, we picked up the solo guitar and I started playing and we started singing everything we could think of. Started singing.
They were musicians too? They were singers?
There was one musician there again. He was a drummer. We didn't have a set of drums, but he was also a really good singer. You know? And so I took up a guitar, we started to play and we started singing. Everybody was busting with the songs that they knew and we were singing along. But let me back up a little bit. There used to be, when the group came up to entertain us, it was a big band song. So we were never off together, so they all couldn't see it. So this one day we're getting ready to go downtown, and we're playing and singing everything we could hear. And we were living in a dome kind of situation. And all of a sudden, I was sitting by the door, and all the other guys are inside. They're shining their shoes, and they're getting ready. And then I heard a knock on the door, and like, oops, I guess we were too loud for the people across the road. So I opened the door, and I said, are we too loud? Sorry. He said, no. He said, screw the noise. He said, we have an employees' night here for entertainment. It's called the Whistle Pig. It's a little bar that the employees went to. And so the show was called the Mellow Moose. And it was held in the Whistle Pig. So I seen it, and a lot of good musicians were there. So I said, look, why haven't you guys come to play on this Mellow Moose at the Whistle Pig? I was like, we're not off the same night. So he said, but you're off tonight. I said, yeah. So we just here, jamming a little before we go downtown. And he said, oh, okay. Okay, and he left. I didn't hear another word from him. Next thing, like 2 or 3 weeks after, we on the volleyball court, playing volleyball and having a good time. But for that 3 weeks, we seen this sign up saying the reggae night, the Islanders. But because they brought bands from this area with different names, I thought it was another band coming for us so, to play for us. And so I didn't think anything of it. And this one Saturday, the night of the concert, I'm on the volleyball court playing. And so everybody's walking up. Ladies are dressed up in the evening wear and looking nice. And I'm saying, this must be a really good band. So then this one employee came up, dressed up. And she said to me, what the hell? I said, what? He said, we coming to see you. You playing volleyball? I said, come to see me? He said, yeah, reggae night, the Islanders. You guys are the Islanders? So I dropped everything, ran into the house. I said, guys, we can't go downtown for dinner tonight. We are the Islanders. We have to play. So you can imagine the scramble. What we should put the song list together. What should we play? And what should we sing? And how should we dress? I said, forget all that. So we went in to the Whistle Pig, and this big round of applause. Walking like, and we were like, what are we gonna sing like? I just had a guitar. One guy had a tambourine, and the other guy had borrowed some maracas. So we got in and we started playing, and that place was upside down. I mean, people were partying. Before that night, they never allowed, the strongest thing you could get in that was the Boone Farm apple wine or a beer.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Before you knew it, the bar manager was sending people back to the bar to bring stuff down to make Cosby's. And so normally, you know, the States have cut-off limit. And it was like 10 o'clock we had to stop. And so he sent the one guy up to the bar to bring down this before 10, and then we shut the doors, lock all the doors. And we played and played and played, and there was, and in between I would try one or two of my little compositions and see how it worked, and they would go off, and I was like, okay.
All right.
Okay, I think I'm onto something here. So, like I said, that trip was a trip that kind of opened me up and said, you know, you got to do this. Now, no longer fooling around, don't know if anybody's going to like it.
Procrastination.
Yeah, procrastination all the time.
Time to come home to the Virgin Islands and do
so
your
I
thing.
came back and I decided, so I went back to work in the place I worked for. I said, I'm going to be here another year, and that's it. And that's what I did. I came back here, and when I came back, I didn't stop playing. I used to have Romeo and the Injectors on Friday nights, and it used to be such a party. Then I started the gazebo. And that's when I started to play. I would play other popular songs, Jimmy Buffett, Bob Marley, Jackson Brown, all those guys that I knew. And in between, again, I would drop some of my originals. And they would come across and ask me, that's one that you talk about, because the one that I did for my dad called My Daddy's Callous Hands.
Yes.
Yeah, and they'll come, that song, who did that song? I like said, that's my original. Like, and they would go off and request it again and again. So then I realized that I probably wasn't as bad as I thought I was.
And the name grew.
It just grew, and people started coming. And so my Friday nights and Saturday nights were really huge, and it was quite exciting, quite rewarding, you know, because I said to people all the time, I've been writing songs to myself, for myself, playing it with my guitar in my quiet moments, but I didn't have the confidence to get out there, but I got it then, you know, and so the rest is history.
Yeah. So that was the beginning, and you always say, you know, for every beginning there's an end. That we are sitting here today because the era of Quito, the person, not the place or the thing. Quito, the person, has come to that stage of his life where he says, you know, time to take off the hat, throw my feet in the air, and just to go into retirement.
After 43 years, I think it's time. I think I own my... So I decided, 43 years, I think I can go. I still love the business. I still love to play my music and write my songs. But as a businessman and the regular schedule, it's time.
Oh, wow.
It's time. Wow. Make way for the younger ones too.
Well, I know that you have been traveling for a few years now. You've been traveling. You're in and then you're out. But the decision now is that Quito's is going. But through this period, we talk about a lot of the joys. There were a lot of experiences that would have brought you to where you're at, to being the world famous Quito's. Without those challenges, you would not have been. What are some of those teething issues that you would have encountered along the way that you were able to rise above and still persist and expand? Well,
you know, like you say, traveling is a lot of experience. Travel is experience, and you grow. But I had, for a long time, I had one purpose in my mind, and that's to start the business so I could do my music. And so I did it, and it worked well for a number of years. And but I got to the point where I decided, you know, there's some things that I wouldn't mention that occurred in my life here. And I felt like it came to the point where maybe they're tired of me. maybe it's time to move on. I think it's probably more so that I felt like I've given my all, and it's time to bow out. Because I did a lot of traveling for tourist board, my music, entertaining, encouraging people to come to the BVI. And those days were fun. It was awesome. But I just felt with my time, 43 years in the business, was coming up. And I felt like it's time to just bow out gracefully and let the younger ones come into light, you know.
So help us to understand in your context of bowing out, what does that mean? Means selling out everything and go, or is there succession into it?
I'm selling out everything and just because I need to I have come to grips with myself that I've given all I had for this territory, and musically and business wise, and so I felt the time has come to pass the torch, because there's some other really, really good up-and-coming musicians that are just awesome. I felt like I had enough time doing this. I love it. I will always love it. But I felt it's time for me to just travel, see the world more, and learn some more. Yeah. Well, I've had a good time traveling, and all this time I was trying to get used to the fact that you have to learn to survive out of the BVI, playing your guitar, singing.
So you found that part.
And so my travels have allowed me to become comfortable with bowing out and moving on.
Some of us will say, we ain't bowing out till we old and gray.
Gray.
You see the gray, you see the gray, but we're still looking for the old. we don't see that. But are there things that you really would have loved to do that you did not get to do within that 4 to 3 years?
When it comes to the business, when it comes to my dream for doing the business and music, I think I was able to accomplish pretty much everything that I wanted to see, wanted to accomplish. And so I felt like you don't want to stick around and keep repeating yourself, repeating. So I felt like it was time to say thanks and give praises for what I had. Because like I said, the BVA have supported me for a long time. And I felt like it was time to put in some more me time, seeing the world, traveling, and spending time with family. You got grandchildren and stuff, and so you have to, you have to have some little time for that.
And you can, so
because the thing is, I'm feeling great. Health-wise, I'm awesome, thank God. But you never know, because life is very short at times, and so you don't want to wait until you're on your dying bed to say, I should have done this, I should have spent more time with this, and I should have gone and see this place. And so I thought to myself, it's best that I do this now, bow out and see more of the world. But I'll tell you one thing, I had never stopped writing songs. There are a lot of songs in my little stash that has not seen, close to 200 songs that have not seen the light of day.
Wow.
And so you never know.
All right. So you're bowing out, I'm going to use your terms, bowing out comes with you putting on what you love the most, apart from the business aspect of it, the real reason why you got into it, and that's music.
Yes.
So there is a big kind of bye-bye kind of celebration.
Yes.
So we have a concert this weekend. Tell me.
So I thought to myself that for the enormous support that I had from the BV Islanders, from the people that came here on vacation, whether it was on yachts or the cruise ship, not so much the cruise ship for nighttime, but the people in hotels and all around the island. I mean, Friday night, they would come from everywhere. Wherever they were staying, they would come to support Quito's. And the locals never let me down. So I thought to myself, while it's time to bow out, I just can't just walk away, just shut the doors and walk away. I need to give to the people that have supported me, encouraged me all these years, something. And so I thought a concert,
Okay.
a free concert, to say thank you for all the years of support, because without them I couldn't do it. If you, there was no one coming in the door. There was no need for me to play. There was nobody. But the people has supported me a lot of years, and I really appreciate it, and my thanks goes out to them. And so I just wanted to do this concert for them, and it's on.
All right.
It's
so
on.
the concert is just Quito's singing, or you'll be
No,
having...
it's going to be Quito and the Edge.
Oh.
So we have brought back the band together for this one last dance, as they call it. The guys are always, I mean, when I'm on the island, we still hang together. We're still friends. There has been no change in our relationships. We all are still friends, still cool. They've gone with me to Wisconsin, where I spend a lot of my time now. And we played in the venue up there too. And so there now, I mean, we traveled to places like Annapolis. We did the St. Lucia Jazz Festival. We did a number of concerts all over the place. And so as long as I live and if I want to play again, that's still my band.
All right. What's that signature song that Quito's and the Edge would always belt out no matter what? Whenever you guys are together, there's this one song that resonates.
That one song that resonates. We have two songs that people always call for. She's much hotter on the phone. And the other thing is Everything Irie.
Everything Irie.
There's some that I wrote for my dad. You know, he had lost both legs to diabetes, and so to move around he had to have a wheelchair. So I got him a wheelchair, and I live really close, just in the old place here. I lived down here, and they live right up there. And I tell you, I got up one day, and I was just like, you know, old people used to say you got up on the wrong side of the bed. I got up one morning, and I was just like, everything was wrong. I wasn't feeling sick. I was just like, just wasn't myself. And so before I went off the tongue, I would always go and check on him and my mom. And I went up there, and he was sitting in his chair, and he rolled out to the veranda, and he said, "You're going to have a great night tonight. There's no rain, and there's a lot of boats going to come in. You're going to have a pretty good night today, so you should be ready for this." And he spun around again. He told me about, for the next couple of days, what's going to happen with the sea, and no complaints. Here's this man with no legs, and I felt like an idiot. I felt like an ungrateful human being. And like, he was talking, and I was thinking. So that's why the song says, everything Irie, everything nice. Put a smile on your face because everything's safe. Now I'll go to the one verse that says, while you're complaining about old shoes on your feet, take a look at your neighbor. I didn't say my father. Take a look at your neighbor. He ain't got no feet. So why are you still angry with your steak? You're not pleased when half of the world will give thanks for just bread and cheese. And so I came back down to my house, and I suddenly wrote it down and picked up my guitar, find the key I want to do it in, and did a little recording of it. Then I went on off to town to do my other biddings, and I came back, and before the evening I had that song written and ready to play.
Sing a verse for us. Sing
everything Irie, everything nice. So put a smile on your face, 'cause everything's safe. The Lord is with you every step of the way. So keep a smile on your face, 'cause everything's safe. Why you so angry will just take you not please, and half of the world will give thanks for just bread and cheese. The bread on my table for my children to eat wasn't bought with no blood-stained dollars to haunt them in their sleep. I'm legal. Check myself. I'm legal. Check my life. I'm legal. It feels so good to be legal. So everything irate, everything nice. So keep a smile on your face, 'cause everything's safe. Jaja is with you every step of the way. So put a smile on your face and everything's safe.
I think this was all we needed to hear in this entire interview. Everything irate,
Everything irate,
everything safe, everything nice.
Yes.
But as we close out with this very special sit down today, it's always said, no matter where you go, no matter where you roam, home will always be home.
Always be home.
What's your vision for home, these Virgin Islands?
BVI will always be home. You know, my vision is, I really want to see it, I want to see it come back to where it was in the days of H. Lavity Stout, when all the developments that we enjoy now was done. I haven't seen anything much lately. I am disappointed in a lot of things. If you start calling names, you might take all afternoon, but there's a lot could be done. I mean, I travel around and I see things, and my wife had to stop me and say, listen, you're going to die of a stroke. We should do this, we should do that. Oh. And I miss those days with H.L. Stout. He was a visionary and he knew how to get it done. And those are the times when we didn't have a lot, but we got it done. You know, and so I want to see this country wake up from its slumber and do the right things and rebuild. And it's just so a beautiful island to be in the way it is. You know, it's need to clean up. The roads are terrible. It's just, but it's home.
And you're confident that we'll get there? I'm
confident. Somebody's going to rise up. Somebody soon is going to rise up with a vision and take it to the another level that it needs to be. I just want to see it in my lifetime.
All right. It's going to have to call it into existence.
Yes, ma'am.
Remember the words of your daddy.
Yes.
All right, Quito. So, you know, we want to celebrate you. We want to salute you for that decision that you would have taken. Many of us don't know when to say quit.
Yes.
When quit is calling us. You're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for, I love the fact that you said, you know, I need to spend time with my grandbabies and, you know, do the things that you really want to do. So we look forward to seeing you popping by now as a visitor to home.
Every now and again. Every now and again I'll pop in. For sure.
All right. So as we close out, I'll leave you to say your few words now to the people of this territory.
I just want to again say to the entire BVI, thanks so much for all the support you have given me throughout the years. You have helped me to gain the confidence in my writing skills, in my playing skills, and even the encouragement to keep the restaurant open and going. And that's one of the things that other things that I wanted to do was to create an awesome hotel on this property for the BVI. And we have accomplished it. Kim and I has accomplished it, and I'm blowing my own, I'm not blowing my own horn. This is what everybody stays here says. So I want to thank the BVI, the entire BVI, for all their support throughout the years, and I hope to see you all on Saturday night. Yes. We got a lot of music for you.
Well, kiddos, thank you again. Thank you again. I count it a privilege to, I think this is about the 4th time we would have sat to talk about different things. And as you move on to the next stage of your life, into retirement, I wish you every ounce of happiness and success in that. And I want to thank you so much for your time here on this special edition of The Big Story. I'm Kathy Richards.
We know that where you choose to bank matters, and it is your vote on what your funds do in strengthening our community. As your official Bank of Paradise, we invest and support the lifeblood of our economy by helping in the realization of personal goals for homeownership, education, and entrepreneurial visions, which support small businesses. We make it our place to connect with persons and worthy causes, and we have been doing so for more than 30 years. Where your money goes and what your dollars empower are your choice. And we thank you for choosing us, a bank that gives where it matters the most, for you, for our community, and a happier tomorrow. The National Bank of the Virgin Islands.
Are you searching for new home decor items that reflect the season's latest trends? Look no further than Right Way Home. From cushion sets to decorative vases, we have unique pieces to suit every style and budget. Discover your right find at the right price, only at Right Way Home and Right Way Stores.